What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here. We are watching a game from Chuyin. This is kind of like an up-and-coming player in the Chinese scene. They did well at the last regionals competition. They played an interesting comp this game, so I wanted to do a VOD review. Yo, is this the Jinx Reroll game you alluded to earlier today? It might be. It might be. You know what else is really cool about Chuyin? Look at his legend. He's taking Earth. He actually played a game earlier today where he hit double Zaun spat and played around 6 Zaun. Like, I think he actually thinks like this Zaun angle is quite solid, and that might be why he's angling Earth, which is pretty cool, honestly. Like, cool to see some. I mean, it's just, you know, in a world, right, where we have 10 people per lobby playing Ezreal, this guy's actually playing a different legend, which is kind of crazy. Teamfight been playing Earth today? Ooh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's nice this patch. Like, we've actually seen a little bit of diversity. Like, obviously, you will see a lot of lobbies that are like 8 legends, or 8 Ezreals, but, you know, every once in a while, you'll see the Vladimir, the Dragon King, Asol, of course. Okay, so he makes 10 because he can. I personally would have fielded the 2 Jins, but I think actually he wanted to hold the Maokai for the potential of this Kale board, so that's what he's looking at here. Like I said, we kind of already know what he's playing because I looked ahead in this VOD, but from his perspective, he's open to Kale, especially with this Econ opener. What's he after taking branching out here? I don't know what he takes augment-wise. Silver Transfusion is pretty bad. He takes branching out. What a Giga Chad. It's Void Emblem? Okay. Void Emblem. Does he really? He just... What a beast. He just straight up reforges the Void Emblem, man. It's Bastion Emblem. Reroll angle? And the problem is you have no bows and no rods, right? It's a little bit sad. Wow, he levels to 4 here. Wait, for the Piltover odds? Is this guy the god of TFT? Just to try to hit Echo, or... I mean, I'm quite sure this is not a good play, but I guess we'll see. Setsuko was playing Tahm Kench today, though I think it was definitely for fun. I'm pretty sure when Setsuko plays in tourney, he's not even going to take Dragon King, Asol. Like, I'm pretty sure rewarded immediately, and he hits the Jace and gets Piltover in. Is this guy the most Giga Chad TFT player of all time? Just for fun, 2-1, levels to 4, and then hits the Jace? Like, do not try this at home, kids. Like, this is... I do not think this is an optimal play, but... it worked, so therefore it must be optimal. But yeah, like, I'm pretty sure Setsuko is just gonna play Ezreal. Like, the Dragon King stuff I think works because Setsuko is an amazing late game player, and an amazing like win streak player as well, and knows how to make really strong boards. So he can just, whenever he plays against worse players, just smurf on them. But like, I don't think it's optimal by any means. And the people who are doing well with it, like, I think are doing well because they're just really good fundamentally, and also they're playing against sometimes some weaker lobbies. Yeah, okay. It's actually kind of troll, though. We ended up winning that last fight, especially with the Hodge Slam. I can't wait to go 8th with this strategy. Oh, please, no. Do not, like I said, do not try. I mean, we'll see what else Chuyin ends up doing this game to get into this interesting comp. A little sad that I spoiled it for myself, but, like, I don't know. I wanted to find a VOD of this comp, of Jinx Reroll. We don't even know what our, like, Zaun mod is yet. But yeah, we'll see. Use match history is so funny. It's literally 111 888 111 888. Yeah, like, it's so high variance. It's just like not as good, man. Like, Ezreal is just too good. Like, if they hard nerfed Ezreal, I could see Dragon King being good. Okay, so we have the Hodge Slammed here. We can take whatever we want off of this carousel. I personally would probably be tempted to go for some kind of defensive item, like the Chain Vest here. He goes for Rod. We'll see. And he does have the Bastion +1. Like, what are you thinking of actually playing from this spot? I'm not quite sure, honestly. Like, one would think you could, with Bastion +1, play around Kale, but, like, honestly, it's not that great in Kale. So, like that's the thing. Like, it doesn't... You can only play, like, 4 Bastion. You have to go, like, level 7 to do it right, because your level 5 is, like, basically compromised. And then, like, I guess you can add it at 6, but, like, level 5, you have to play 3 Yordles, plus Kale, plus a Demacia unit. And then, like, I guess level 6. Oh, and then you also have to play, your level 6 is that, plus Maokai. And then, so yeah, only at level 7 can you actually get in 4 Bastion. And then at that point, like, sometimes it's actually better to get more Slayers in. So yeah, it just doesn't actually do that much in this kill comp, but we'll see what he ends up actually playing from this spot, because I don't know. It's definitely an interesting spot for sure. Yeah. Okay, let's check our Zaun mod. Also, we hit the echo. I mean, surely we at least check it, right? Okay, that's man, I'm so bad. I have to hover over them every time, but I saved the image, so now I can like I always just read them. I've played so little Zaun that I can't even like it's unstable chem tech. That's the explode on death one. Okay. Yeah. 33 max health increase. So, nothing good. Nothing that really makes like screams Jinx to me immediately. He does see the Jinx um and plays it, but like this more screams like Zeri angle to me. That also could be a reason why he took Rod to guarantee Gwynsu, but wouldn't you rather take Bow then? I don't know. We shall see. Oh, that's a really interesting shop. I mean, Sejuani's great on this board. Yeah, I mean, you can just put the Ori. I mean, yeah, and then Jarvan is like cool, but like it's probably gonna be too expensive to hold on to him as well. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know if I can move this up here on my. Oh, can I? Oh, I can, but it looks really bad. Like I'm readjusting windows on OBS to make things. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, now I can see it all. I'm a beast. OBS beast. Okay. Now I can see all the chats. I can see if anyone like subs or follows. Oh, it's way better. Okay. So he moves items here, makes the Gwynsu. Still has Bastion emblem. Yeah, actually ends up holding onto this Orianna and Gwynsuing her instead of holding onto the Vi. He's like using Orianna as an item Harry. That's kind of cool. He also hasn't slammed his unstable chem tank yet. He wants to save that for like Warwick, I guess, is the idea. Warwick or Urgot. But he doesn't really want to just like immediately summon on Echo because he thinks it's just not going to be very good. And he has the Warwick in shop. I wonder what he does on 6 here. He's also not even holding this Vi in shop. Really interesting. I mean, Unified is not bad. He rolls past it immediately, though, and is just going to take the grab bag, I guess. I mean, you can take the red buff as well. It's not too bad. Oh, and he does. Okay. All right. He hits a Vi. It's another Warwick. Oh, he is full econ, by the way. Wow, he's not even going to go 6 here. This is another thing that, like, really? You're telling me we're not going to go 6 just to add Vi here? Get the extra gold? I don't know. He's playing, like, this is a greedy game of teamfight tactics, I would say. But hey, maybe it works for him. We will see as the game goes on. I'm really curious how this ends up in the spot that it does like late game. I know where this board ends up going, and it's very different from where we are right now. So should be interesting. Pretty bad loss, honestly. We're fighting level 6 here, and we get 4-0'd. Yeah, not the best loss, but it's not horrible, I guess. But this board does a really poor job at actually killing units. I feel like no units on the board that actually just like kill stuff, you know? Another Jinx, though. Okay. It's starting to take form. He sees Jinx pair, Warwick pair, and starts thinking about maybe a Jinx roll angle, I guess. Oh. Me Jinx / Defen. I got Boba for the review, by the way. IT, my sister brought me some. But this person is like hard angling Akshan. It's another branching out player. Akshan also took branching out. Seems like China's way more willing to take this augment. I almost never see this augmented in A. But China, I mean, this lobby we saw 2 people with branching out. I mean, it's a very like in this spawn, you know, like you get Freljord emblem that's way better than a silver augment. But it's you need to know how to like play around multiple lines is the thing. Like even our player Chuyin here, ended up like reforging Void Emblem. I mean, it's partially because he had no Void units to start off with, but like you know, Void Emblem is obviously very powerful. There really aren't too many unplayable emblems. Yeah, I think so. Okay, we get a Zeri here. I assume we're just gonna get this in. Oh, and it's Scroll of Knowledge. Oh my God. Okay, so now it's all starting to come into focus. He knew he was gonna get a Scroll of Knowledge 3/5, and so that's why he wanted to save the unstable chem tank to go for the unstable Jarvan build, where you have Jarvan jump into the middle of the team and then he explodes. That one is that. No, that's not robotic arm, right? I'm trying to. Oh yeah, they look so similar, man. That's adaptive implant, the one where you get AD and then when you drop below HP, below 50% HP, you get Omnivamp. Okay. And he's putting that on no one right now, which is interesting. He could just slap it on this Zeri. I think he's maybe waiting to see what his 6 Zaun is, but he has not actually found 6 Zaun yet. And it's... I mean, this is Chinese TFT. We are rolling it to 0. He sells the T-Hex here to cash out, get some extra gold, and an item anvil. Okay, and now he's going to start pivoting his board. He hits the Urgot. That's Robotic Arm. Your Robotic Arm's the Zeri? Okay, I know Leduc has said that Robotic Arm Zeri does not, like, it doesn't interact correctly with her ult. So all it really does is just make her auto more. So, like, she's going to do more physical damage. So it's, like, it's not the best. But I don't know. We will see. So, yeah, he's holding out to these 6 Jinxes. He manages to hit the Zaun power spike. That's a really cool angle to play if you end up in this galaxy, though. The one where you get the scroll that lets you pick your traits, because I think very, very few people in this meta, especially, I mean, maybe it's different on China, but definitely on NA, very few people are playing around Zaun. But if you can guarantee the +1 Zaun, you can guarantee 6 Zaun, which, like, I'm of the opinion that it's actually quite strong. I see, like, a Zeke's here, plus, I don't know, we'll see. Zeke's plus Gunblade, maybe? But yeah, he's actually going to continue rolling here. Finds Jarvan 2. Oh, you can't actually make Zeke's in the spot there. And then finds the Jinx 3 as well. All right, so immediately you're thinking, okay, I want to start moving items over to Jinx. He's going to make Deathblade on her. Yeah, you have to... You can't actually make Zeke's because you need Warmogs on this Jarvan. It is actually too broken. So he's actually just going to slam the Deathblade on Jinx, and we might double itemize this Zeri and Jinx. I'm curious what happens when we hit another Zeri. I assume we're just going to sell the Zeri, move some items over to Jinx, especially because we can put Robotic Arm onto Jinx. But yeah, I mean, it looks like hitting the Jinx relatively fast is going to be very, very helpful. We're going to roll over this one. Social distancing. He takes Blinding Speed, actually. The Gwynsu and the RSC for Jinx. Actually makes a lot of sense here. It spikes his board really hard. Yeah, I think this is actually a really good spot for Blinding Speed. Wow. I a little bit didn't consider this just because it's, like, the stats on the Augment are bad, but, like, come on, man. Stats are fake. Like, it's actually really good in this spot. I mean, a Warmogged and 1k J4 Explosion? Yeah, imagine. Just wait for us to get to the Warmogs. It's a little bit sad, though, that we don't have any Zaun mod on this Jinx. Like, we're playing 6 Zaun, and we have no mod on our Jinx 3, but that's okay. The Jarvan is going to do a ton of the heavy lifting in this comp, and then Jinx will be there to just, like, finish people off. But, I mean, Jinx 3, 3,200 damage on a relatively quick fight. Like, it's not bad. Not bad at all. So, yeah, we'll see how far this comp can actually go, because this is an amazing spot for it. I think you see most people in China only really play this online from at least one spat. But you can see, like, Julian's taking Earth so that he can potentially put himself into this spot where he's going to get a spat and then play around this comp. So it's pretty cool. Very, very cool. And I'm curious, actually, if you go on, like, I mean, it's based on, like, NA stats, but if you go to something like Tactics Stat Tools, what are the stats on Zaun +1? Because I wouldn't be surprised if it's relatively low, but also, like, it's because people don't actually know how to play around it very well. So I'm going to do Control F and look for Zaun Emblem. Yeah, 4.53. It's one of the worst ones. Yeah, it's the 3rd worst in the entire game after Piltover and Deadeye Emblem, stats-wise. But I think, like, in terms of raw power, it's actually, you know, like, not bad at all. He got his Warmogs griefed. Feels bad. So now we just take a... I don't even know what we take here. Okay. And so the only issue with his VOD is that his VOD ends right there, and now we have to pivot to main broadcast. But we'll still see a decent amount of him. So yeah, it's the new J4 build. Yeah, the pivot was kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, I think just, like, the second, I mean, I think he was angling for it, right? He saw Zeri, and then at 3-5 he took the Zaun emblem. Like, I think he kind of, like, knew exactly what he wanted to go for, and executed on it. Like, I think he was almost always, especially if, like, once he saw, like, 2 Jinxes, he was, like, always thinking of this as an angle. This is definitely a pretty non-standard Jinx reroll line. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, but I'm, like, the more I see this comp, like, I wonder, is it even good if you're playing just, like, straight up, like, like, fair Jinx reroll? I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, so now we're going to be watching the main broadcast, so we can't look at Chuyen's angle, but he is the 49 HP win streaking player. And then, you know, as people get eliminated, we'll be able to see him some more because I do think he has a solid performance this game. Just for fun, actually, we can look at whoever we're watching right now, which is the 7 Shrima double Shrima spat player, duo carrying Azir, and then there's a static Shiv on Cassio, and then, you know, like Akshan as well. It's kind of interesting. The main reason why people don't play this line very frequently, just straight up 7 Trima, is because of like the lack of a duo carry. You know, like you can duo carry Akshan, but Akshan 2 is not a beast. We see this player was Think Fast. Is one off Vel'Koz 3, but has no items for the Vel'Koz actually. But is using the Sork spat. Like it's a pretty standard Sork's reroll angle. That's a comp that is actually like pretty common in China. Like if you look at the composition of Chinese lobbies, they're actually like way more diverse than ours in North America. You know, in NA, you'll see like, you know, 3 Ionia players, 3 Azir players, and then, you know, like one person who died early and didn't even get to a comp, and then like one person doing something else. Whereas in China, I feel like it's like maybe 1 or 2 Ionia, maybe 1 or 2 Azir, sometimes less, and then like a bunch of like 3-cost reroll. There's, you know, like a Vel'Koz reroll, like a Darius reroll player, an Akshan reroll player. You know, like it's pretty diverse, which is good news for the meta, probably, unless we see in Freljord Cup tomorrow in NA where like there's some insanely dominant strategy and people think, you know, the meta actually sucks. We'll see. I agree. This definitely seems a lot better than just Warwick Jinx set reroll type stuff. Yeah, I mean, turning a unit into a bomb is lit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious to see as we get more time, like how playable this Jinx reroll line is from just like a straight up line with no spat. But maybe it's just one of those lines where you only play it with spat and where you play around 6 on. It's very possible, and you know, like it's not bad to have that sort of like in your back pocket, especially when you might like potentially play like if you're someone who wants to play around Earth, you know, which I am still absolutely of the opinion, by the way, that like before the end of the set, there will be a patch where Earth is just broken, and like, you know, people are forcing Earth. Because like think of like in the past, like the Dragonmancer Nunu patch. Like think of that patch, but imagine you could have taken Earth. You know, like it wouldn't the game just be absolutely insane? Like yeah, I think so. So yeah. It looks like Chuyen is the person with the Yasuo little legend because I saw a Zeri 2 and I assume no one else is going for Zeri 2. So we'll see. Also, I feel like Urf is one of the more high skill cap legends because it does sort of force you to play multiple lines, you know, especially if you're willing to take branching out, which is really cool to see Chuyen opting to take branching out this game. And then there was another player as well who took it. Like really cool. I feel like that's one of the cooler augments this set. Like it forces you, you know, to literally branch out and play different comps. You know, if you get Void Emblem versus Sork Emblem versus Deadeye Emblem, Ionia Emblem, like all of them lead into very, very different like lines that you can play. But is it necessary to reroll Jinx, or is J4 plus Zeri enough? I mean, I do think like that Trian was definitely down to not hit Zeri 3. Like this is not a game where he was like, if I don't hit Zeri 3, I'm going 8th. Or not Zeri 3. I mean Zeri 3 would be great. Jinx 3. He saw like the Zaun line, and then it was sort of like he rolled kind of deep at level 6 and then at level 7, and is like, if I hit Zeri 3, God, Zeri 3. If I hit Jinx 3, it's all good, and if I don't, then you know, I'll just play around Zeri. So it's kind of cool. Like, I mean, that's how TFT should be played, right? Super flexible. Ooh, another Zaun emblem means that Jian could cut something else, perhaps. That's kind of, oh my god, but that was also a Warmog Zone carousel, but I don't think Jian's pretty healthy, it looks like. Yeah, he thinks about the Zaun emblem, but ends up taking Gunner emblem. Makes a lot of sense, right? Add another Gunner. I played Sarkroll with emblem came 4th. I mean, that's not bad, right? Any greed level 40, a chance for 3-cost Piltover? Yeah. I mean, I still don't like really support that play at the end of the day. My god. And so he got a Gunner in here. He got a Tristana in on 8. And then he put Gunner emblem onto the Urgot. Pretty crazy stuff. If they balance legends, they could be permanent, or maybe rework them into something akin to Battlegrounds heroes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Also, is this me? I think this is literally just his stream lagging, by the way, so sorry for that. I'm pretty sure they don't want it to be like, I mean, I haven't played Battlegrounds, Hearthstone Battlegrounds, but I think the way that works, I'll pause it on pause, but I think it's just his stream being bad, so we'll just have to, I mean, DFT is one of the best games that can turn into a PowerPoint, you know, just because like it doesn't really matter until the fights start. But yeah, I think they don't want them to be like in Battlegrounds. Isn't it like the game starts and you have to pick from like one of three heroes? And also isn't it like pay to win? Like you pick from a few, but like if you pay more, you get access to more, which also sounds horrible. But like even the idea of like the game starts and you pick from one of three legends, like what the TFT team really wants is for you to be able to like play however you want and just pick a legend that you want that sort of like expresses your play style or the comp that you want to play. I don't think they'll ever go that route, the Battlegrounds route, but we'll see. My personal tech has just been playing Urgot. I feel like I hit Urgot to my level 7 roll down all the time because no one's taking him. He's a pretty great Yasuo item holder out of the Ionia start mid game. I mean, that's flex play. That is good PFT. If you get a random Urgot too, you can probably fit it onto your board. You pay to get more options to choose from. The pool is always the same. Yeah, but that's still like, that's kind of still pay to win to get more options. I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's kind of sus that like, like I've given the example before, but like imagine you're playing TFT and you get offered your 2-1 augment, and if you buy the battle pass, you get 4 options, and normally you get the normal 3. Like that sounds so bad. So I'm happy TFT has not gone that route. I don't think they ever will, just because of sort of like the precedent they have of not having monetary purchases be able to affect in-game stuff. So I assume they'll never go that route. If they do, it's probably a dark day for TFT. We see Chuyin still 19 HP, doing fine. So yeah. 104, the pay to win is you get to choose from 4 instead of 2 for free. Yeah, I don't know about that. If Def Sus is not horrible, it Def skews the game. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's like egregious, like you pay money and you get like, you start the game with an extra 10 gold or something, but it sounds pretty bad still. Oh, interesting. It looks like he moved a Zaun mod over to Jinx at some point. We actually missed it, and I don't know which one it is. Any knowers what the purple Zaun mod is? I mean, maybe it's the double attack one? I mean, no, he probably didn't sell Zeri. Maybe it's the AD one, and when it gets low, you get Omnivamp one. I assume that's what it is. But yeah, oof. Takes a rough loss there. Okay, this game's really close. I know he got late into the game. I will say, I don't know exactly what his placement was. Surely he doesn't bot 4, right? Surely not. I mean, he could easily bot 4 this game, or he could even like top 2 this game if he wins the next fight. TFT's best auto battler? Absolutely agreed. I mean, that's why I'm playing this instead of Hearthstone Battleground, for sure. Alright. We don't get to see Chuyin, so we're gonna have to look at Chuyin on the right there, but we do get to see a cool fight between the Sorks comp. Oh. I can't really make out what's going on there. I don't think we're even looking at Chuyin's board, now that I think about it. We're looking at someone else versus Clone, but Chuyin did win, so it is a top 3 for the Jinx board. Everyone, a big round of applause for a Jinx board that can actually top 4, because this seems to be a rarity. But I mean, this looked like a really good spot for it, playing around the 6 on, and just sort of hitting the Jinx 3, allowing you to actually make the comp sort of cap out very high. Like, great, a really, really cool game to watch. So very cool to see how this comp performs under a very strong setup from Zaun mods. Carried by Chemtank for sure. Yeah, I mean that definitely helped a ton. So yeah, maybe something to think about if you end up in a game with a Zaun +1 playing into this version of the comp. Still, I can't see my Jinx board match. All good, I guess. All good. But I mean, we'll see after this. Oh, we do get to see it a little bit. Looks like the Jinx board's cleaning up. Yep, Jinx board wins the fight. Still just a top 3. Achen has not been eliminated yet. Oh, and this other player, this is... Okay, so Li Luo is the rank 1, and this is Lu Li, I think. It's like, it's so hard for me, especially because I'm a stupid American. But yeah, I believe that's Lu Li, who is the person who was runner-up to Li Luo at Set 6 Worlds. All right, we do get to see a game on this Jinx board. Oh, and then a Bastion emblem there, Jarvan, actually. Jarvan jumps into the middle, does explode. Is it enough, though? It looks like it is. Enough tankiness, just plus... And then the Jinx cleans the board up. It's going to be top 2. And can we finish out this game? It's also really interesting that he opted to play the Heimerdinger over 4 Gunner. But I think it's just due to a lack of shred, right? Pretty interesting. I know on Kaisa isn't supposed to be bad. It's just sort of where you end up having to place this battle a lot of the time. It's not amazing, because like she doesn't scale insanely well with attack speed. But like, it's just sort of where it has to go. Like if you're going to play the 4 Challenger version, you kind of have to just put it on Kaisa, because like where else are you going to put it? Stats-wise, it actually looks like even worse if you put it on someone like an Aphelios, which is funny because like I think he does better with the stats, but I think he's just like, maybe weaker. Yeah. And you take off from Shen, right? What, as far as unit you cut? You gotta play Shen. Shen's great. Yeah. You'll take out like Jin, and like you obviously don't have to play Zed. And then like the question is like once you get something like Ari, what do you do? Like they were playing 7 only up until now. Wow, it's actually a win. It is a win where the Jinx reroll board actually clutches it out. The Jinx reroll 6 Zaun board from Chuyin. A really, really cool game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Actual Woke finally a win on the Jinx reroll board. I think it does have hope. So yeah, if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch, all my other links down below. Thank you.